In San Marcos. There are many jobs the county judge has, and this is one of the least pleasing to me. We have suffered a lot of personal and property damages throughout the county of Hays, particularly in the areas of Wimberley Valley, and San Marcos. At this point, it's mainly an operation of rescue, trying to save those who are stranded and those who have been injured. Provisions have been made. Last night we did not have the benefit of helicopters because of the weather, of course. But they are now airborne and rescuing people from the tops of their homes. If you are forced to go to the roof of your home, take something white, you can flag, let us know you're there. Call us on the cell phone if you can. Let us know you're there, and we will send someone to help you. All of our assets are being managed very well today. The purpose of an emergency management coordinator is to really coordinate assets. And Carly has done a wonderful job, as has Ken Bell and others. Particularly, we've been up all night working on this. I got a call yesterday about 6:30 p.m. and Ms. Smith informed me that there was a tremendous amount of water coming down from Blanco County, which experienced in some places as much as 12 inches reported rainfall. And everything drains downhill, and we knew that water was coming down, but never did we, in our wildest imagination, think about the wall of water that would come down and do the destruction. It came down rather quickly, and despite our efforts to inform the public and to warn people to evacuate, to take precautions, many people did not have time to do that or were uninformed, and unfortunately we probably have got a lot of damage and injury in that area. Again, turn around, don't drown. If you go around a water barrier, there may not be anybody to come help you because they're so tied up in other areas, so just don't do that. If you think you can make it, think twice. If your home is safe and the water is not continuing to rise in your home, stay in your home and call us and we'll come get you if possible. This has been a training exercise that we've trained many times to perform, and I think that I want to congratulate all those who've been involved. The City of San Marcos has once again stood up and been our best friend in this. The Department of Public Safety, the National Guard, the state has been involved and sent everything they can to help us. Our police departments, our sheriff's departments, our fire departments, our EMS, everyone has worked as planned and as well coordinated as possible. I would like at this time to introduce Mayor Daniel Guerrero of the City of San Marcos. Daniel?
Thank you, Judge. I think a lot of the important information that we needed to make sure was shared with the community has been shared. We'll continue to provide regular updates. As was mentioned a while ago, we are anticipating additional rain in the next 48 hours. And so certainly, as was mentioned a while ago, if you do not need to be out of your homes, if you've had an opportunity to be able to get to a relative's home, friend's home, or to one of our evacuation facilities, please stay there. The waters, while they are beginning to recede, it's still dangerous. There's certainly debris, potential for other things that you may not be able to see beneath that water. And so, as the judge mentioned a while ago, if you approach a low water crossing, turn around, don't drown. Make sure that you're staying in a safe location. As the water begins to recede, you'll have plenty of opportunity to go and be able to assess damage to your home, but we can certainly do that a little later. One thing I certainly want to do, as the judge also shared, is there's a number of folks that we want to thank. Thank you so much for Hays County and all the cooperation. Certainly Texas State University and their cooperation as well. Lots of assistance from TxDOT throughout this evening, and certainly all of our first responders. Thank you to the neighbors as well that went above and beyond and helped their fellow man, helped their neighbors as well in their time of need. We certainly appreciate that. Road closure information will be provided online throughout the afternoon as the water begins to recede as well. I know there's a lot of questions about that. And just to kind of touch on some of the other issues in regards to infrastructure needs beyond just roadways, I'd like to bring Ken Bell from the City of San Marcos to touch base on some of the other infrastructure related questions that we've been receiving throughout the morning. Ken?
Mayor, I'd like to reiterate, right now is not the time to try to return to your homes. We have infrastructure damage throughout the entire county. There are power lines down, debris in the roadways, bridges undermined. This is not the time to start moving. The situation is still fluid. We still have people that are in rescue scenarios as we speak. We have crews that are still responding as of this press conference, and I suspect that will go on for the next couple of hours. Being able to figure out the amount of damage and the total numbers will take just a snapshot will take till the end of today. It'll be at least till the end of the week before we get a firm handle on how much damage has happened to this flood. This flood is the largest I've seen in 25 years. It has been called larger. It is larger than a flood in 1929. It's the largest flood in the history of this region. So it's significant in its impact. It is different than any flood we've ever had, as all floods are kind of their own little character. This one definitely had its own element to it and its impacts. With that, if there are any questions, we can try to figure out the proper person for you guys to help get those answered.
When it comes to the rescues, is that the National Guard that's helping y'all out as well?
National Guard arrived about an hour and a half ago. We received air assets about 6 o'clock this morning at daybreak, working out of the San Marcos Airport. We have 7 helos, 1 DPS helicopter, and the National Guard ground troops arrived in Hays County at one of the high schools where they're staging out of the Kyle area.
Someone mentioned 400 homes earlier, I think. Carly did?
At least.
That's it. Are damaged or are people are stranded
Gone.
from? Oh, gone.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Damaged homes will be, I would guess, over 1,000 or more damaged. Gone, we're looking at 300 is what the initial impacts were. This is from overnight, so these are people looking at things when there is no light or sun to assess. We're going to have to do a lot of windshield assessments today to figure out what's going on.
Can you give me a sense of where these 300 homes are?
The biggest impact when it comes to total devastation areas would be Wimberley area, Wimberley area, Fisher Store.
You're still getting people out of there now?
Correct. Anybody on a rooftop is getting heloed out as we speak.
And a moment ago, you referenced this flooding situation in terms of the past. Can you give me a sense of how this stacks up?
The flow and height is double what it was in the highest ever recorded in 1929, I believe is what it was. We were looking at flows around 223,000 cubic feet per second. In 1998, the largest, most recent flood to this area was 113,000 cubic feet per second in flow. We're looking at measurement heights of 32 feet in ever recorded by the Weather Service, and today was listed over 41 feet. Actually, it's 43 feet in San Marcos when it peaked out.
And there's no fatalities confirmed?
We are still in the middle of rescues. So the injuries and the numbers to injuries and any other more serious incidents, we still don't have a full picture of that yet.
Okay.
Can you estimate maybe how many people are in county or city shelters right now and what they need, if anything, from others?
Okay, right now let Carly speak to this if she's still in the room, but we're looking at over 1,000 people, and I'll let Carly speak to the needs right now.
So yes, just to reiterate, between the San Marcos shelters and the Wimberley shelters, we have about 1,000 residents that sought shelter with us. Currently, our shelters are being operated by our local Hays County Citizens Emergency Response Team and supported by the American Red Cross. So we ask that if anyone is needing to make a donation, wanting to make a donation, they make that donation to the American Red Cross, as they are the ones that are supporting our shelter needs at this time.
How many people would you estimate are on rooftops still?
We don't know that answer.
What about the people looking for their pets? I know that's a big deal.
We do have a community animal rescue team that is mobilizing now, and as soon as they can start to get into some of the affected areas, they're going to be doing animal rescues. We will post that information along with additional information on our hazeninform.com website. So more information on pet rescues and shelter operations.
When it comes to repercussions to people going out there, we've already seen people, for example, Alcrena Springs, trying to drive through their cars got stuck, they have to get out. Giving tickets, what are y'all doing at that point?
Obviously, it's a ticketable offense. The biggest thing that we can urge is that there are people that need the resources of first responders. There are people that are in dangerous situations that didn't place themselves in dangerous situations. So we ask that those residents who think that they might be able to drive around the barricade and get through, think about those people that are waiting for emergency services to get them to help them or their family members. And think about the fact that wherever they're trying to get is not as important as crossing that barricade and putting their lives in danger.
How long do you think we'll be just in the purely rescue side? No.
I hope that we'll have a little bit more of a handle on the rescue operations throughout today and be able to assess that. Obviously, we're going to be in the response mode for a while, and then obviously recovery is going to take quite some time. But we hope to have a little bit more information on the extent of rescue operations within the next few hours.
Y'all obviously had your hands full with Hays County. Do you know anything? Do you have any information on Caldwell or what's going on down the river?
I know Caldwell experienced some substantial flooding. I don't believe that they had the extent of rescue operations that we've experienced in the Wimberley and San Marcos area, but I know that they are experiencing flooding.